Alright, welcome to hell. So, power plant. As I believe I said last time, definitely worst dungeon in the game, probably one of the worst in the series. I don't think that's a hot take. I feel like pretty much anyone would agree with me on that one. This place sucks. So, you can't see it, but there's a road. It's invisible! So, gimmick 1 of this dungeon, invisible roads. Gimmick 2, see that battery in the corner. As was discussed last time, because the power is out, that means that eventually our pet's battery will run out, and if that happens, we won't be able to heal between fights, so basically we'll just be playing any other Battle Network game after Battle Network 1. It still sucks a lot, though. It's not a hard time limit since it won't immediately kill you, and, you know, healing chips do exist in battle, but I don't think there are actually sub-chips in this game, so there's no way to heal yourself outside of battle. And now Gimmick 3, a puzzle which to this day I don't actually understand. I have always used a guide for this, because fuck this puzzle. So yeah, the maps I use show the invisible paths so I can actually figure out where to go in a timely manner, and it also shows the solution to every puzzle. And here's the 4th gimmick, which isn't so bad, but apparently some of the Mr. Progs have been corrupted, so we're going to have to kill Mr. Prog. Actually, saying that out loud, that's the worst gimmick. How dare you, game?
So there's no way to, like, temporarily reveal the roads?
I vaguely remember one of the Mr. Progs saying something about, like, if you're patient, you can see them or something like that, which I thought meant, like, if you stood still, the invisible path would show itself, but if I remember correctly, I did actually, like, stop for a while and try to see if a road would appear, but nothing happened, so maybe I just misread something or misunderstood something, but yeah, that doesn't seem like there's any way to do that.
Normally, that's how they balance this nonsense. You can see the road, but you can't move and look at the road at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you have to be on or off the road. I don't know. Oh, and also we saw the ratty enemy back there. I forget if we've seen them before, or they just launch like mouse bombs that can turn once when they align with your position if they aren't on top of you already. We've seen Billy before, I believe. That's just a can of Dumb 2. Which is a fairly easy fight because Billy will walk right up to you. They've, for some reason, gotta be in the front row. Their electricity attack is, you know, homing. It'll follow you for a bit before fizzling out, but it's pretty slow, so it's easy to avoid. Oh no. Mr. Prog, no!
Shadow Dio looking Prog.
This is Prog Mark I. As you can see, actually they're going to die in a sec. But you briefly got a moment to see that every time they attack, they take some damage. Basically, they will create a ring of electricity around themselves, then they'll move forward, they'll create another ring, then forward and another ring, and they can, of course, use the steel chip, so they can just draw ever closer to you. But they're pretty slow, and they're, you know, relatively stationary when they're attacking. Not quite stationary enough for Cloudy to do its work, but, you know. Ring Zap, of course, is similar to their attack. You just spin a little ball of electricity around yourself. It's short range, but fairly powerful, and it's electric element, so good against water. It also doesn't hurt you, which, you know, that's pretty good. So, yeah, really not a fan of this dungeon, and you can probably tell why.
You spent more time on invisible roads than on visible roads.
Like, there's some indications you can sort of see the way the visible roads trail off into invisible ones, but yeah, other than that, it's mostly just you have to feel out where to go. These guys are called fanners. They just launch wind at you. It is also semi-homing, however, the first versions of these enemies aren't very good, and their wind won't really last that long. Oh hey, and we already have the upgraded version of this enemy. So this is Prog Mark II. They're pretty much the same as Prog Mark I, except they have more health and they move a bit faster, so we should be able to see a bit more of their gimmick. Yeah, so you're going to want to kill them quick just because if they steal twice, that means there's really not much area to avoid them. Yeah, you don't say. Okay, I think this is the Mr. Prog I was thinking about. Saying there's sometimes a clue if you look closely. But, nay. Oh, and an important part about the battery meter. I believe it's movement-based, so if you want to stand still, it shouldn't drop. Yeah, because you see, when I was standing still, the battery wasn't going down. Alright, so, the batteries will never be adjacent to one another. Other than that, good fucking luck figuring out where each one's supposed to go. Also, good luck figuring out what A and B batteries even are. Also, yeah, there's an invisible floor right there because fuck you.
Trying to see if, like, maybe messing with the contrast reveals it, but no, I don't see anything.
Nope. So yeah, pretty much this dungeon has several gimmicks for the sole purpose of making sure you run out of battery. Because batteries only have 2 charges. You might have noticed that little meter above them, so this is very much a trial and error puzzle, which, if it were just a trial and error puzzle, I could do that. I wouldn't mind that so much. But every time you throw the switch, they lose some energy, so you get 2 swipes at these batteries before you have to remove them and bring them back to Mr. Prog. And also, as another point of annoyance, if the switch is active, you have to deactivate it to remove the batteries, which makes sense, because, like, you shouldn't just remove stuff like that when the power's on. You'll hurt yourself, but still. It's just one more layer of annoyance on top of everything else. I mean, yeah, it's pretty easy. Also, I have no clue what this Mr. Prog is talking about, because you can't use extra batteries on different puzzles. If you do a screen transition, then you won't see anything, or you won't be able to use the batteries you've picked up. Also, like, every time I play the game, I try to talk to that Mr. Prog twice, because he's like, oh, something's not right, so I always assume, like, oh, he's gonna be corrupted if I talk to him again, but no.
Did you look at me?
You looking at me, punk?
I think that something's not right is supposed to be the indication that he's lying to you.
I'm a notorious liar. Oh yeah, and of course this is Prog Mark III. They're very fast and have a lot of HP, so, hoo boy. When a situation like this happens, stick to the corners. That's your best hope of avoiding the attack. Thankfully, though, a fire sword works well enough. Would be nice to get Wood Tower a little more often, since, of course, these guys are elect-based. Oh, no. This one thinks I'm World 3. Truly, this is the most tragic storyline.
Gotta get ready to steal our stuff back once this Prog takes it.
Pretty much. But then I didn't need to do that.
Holy shit. That was a fucking Pulp Fiction reference.
Yeah. So, translation team, I'm guessing, took some liberties with a lot of these Mr. Progs. Because a lot of them are references.
Yeah, I just... Sorry for that being the first reference I noticed, by the way.
Not all of them are, of course. You know, some of them are just distraught about their situation.
I knew the "Are you talking to me" thing was a reference, I just didn't feel the need to point it out, because I felt it was really obvious.
Mm-hmm.
But, like... Jules' speech is pretty well known, but I don't think that that particular part would jump out as being as from Pulp Fiction. Also, I think that part's actually in the Bible. Wait, no, the only part... I'm sorry. I'm talking about a completely different work now.
Hey, sweet Bible reference, Mr. Prog.
I'm sure there's a phrase like that in the Bible, but I think the only part of that speech in the Bible is, "And you will know I am the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon you."
Thankfully there is a recharge Mr. Prog right here, which is nice. But here is a puzzle with two parts because we don't have enough batteries right here. Oh, battle time. Hey, we've got the Remobit enemy. And a Prog, that's not great. So the Remobit enemy is called Twisty, if I didn't mention that before. I believe we've spotted them beforehand, so we kind of know what their gimmick is. And I know we've used their chip, because it's pretty good. So here's me realizing I slightly screwed up the puzzle, because this is what we need to do first. So yeah, Power Plant is just way too many gimmicks. All of them are time wasters because, like, Gimmick Prime relies on you taking a while. Which, to be fair, we're already 4 bars down, and we're only, like, halfway through the dungeon, I think. So yeah, it's all time wasters, which doesn't feel great. I don't think anybody appreciates that. But it's a very incoherent trial and error puzzle. Because, like, which fucking battery did I use there? I don't even know. Here's a Prog and a Remobit, or Twisty, whatever. I keep forgetting his name. So definitely want to take out the Prog first, just because this is a nightmare right here. Thankfully, this guy's a little bit slow, which means we can finish this off before it gets too messy. Except, no, I didn't realize that that was Quake 2, and Quake 2 doesn't have the pattern I need. Quake 2's only up and down, not left and right. I always forget that. Case in point, I also forgot it here.
Take this! Oh, fuck.
Alright, time for Tier 3 of this particular puzzle.
Jesus
You just
Christ.
sort of have to swing ladder your way through this area.
Puzzle just keeps happening.
It sucks. I think this is actually the worst puzzle in the dungeon, even though it's not the last one. The worst one is just sort of in the middle, and hey, look at that! Looks like we're halfway out of battery, and I've been doing everything pretty much as efficiently as I possibly can, because again, I had a map that just told me what to do. So in case you're wondering, not having a guide fucking sucks. And I know if I was playing this when I was a child, this would be the kind of dungeon where I really wouldn't want to save in the middle of it, just out of fear that I'd fucked something up partway through.
Yeah. And it wouldn't be obvious that letting the power run out isn't as bad as it seems.
Yeah, like, again, not instant death, it's just, if you're not used to the later games, and you take a lot of damage in every... Oh, no. If you take a lot of damage every fight, then it becomes a problem. And of course we have a boss before the end of all this, because, you know, it's how these dungeons be. 'Tis a video game. You can probably expect that sort of thing.
I like the background of these fights, though.
Yeah, like the background looks cool, the panels look cool. Also, I will say, I do kind of like this dungeon theme. It's pretty catchy, and, you know, it does put across a pretty specific mood, which is, ugh. Just gotta keep reminding you what the damn gimmick of this dungeon is, in case you forgot. This dungeon is so long and so obnoxious that we just have to keep giving you the same hint repeatedly.
It doesn't even narrow things down all that much, honestly.
It doesn't at all! There's so many non-adjacent battery points.
It's just, if they didn't tell you that, imagine how much longer it would take to go through every single configuration.
Uh-huh. And once again, I have no clue which battery goes in which slot. Like, we have 2 of each battery. Which one got used? I don't know. Still 2 of each battery. Which one did I use? What does any of this information mean?
Battle Network, tell me your secrets.
Okay, so that's actually the last puzzle, so let's go fix this problem once and for all. Oh yeah, totally. We'll definitely do that.
Hey, we need to help that whole dungeon, jackass.
Well, I just have a generic Navi. Look, I can work on this technology, but, like, I have no creativity. So there's light on in this room, and turns out the generator is actually working. I mean, I wouldn't exactly call that working right there, but like, the switch is on.
Yeah, Lan, just grab that handle. See what happens.
So here's ElecMan. He just sort of dips into NetSpeak every once in a while. Oh, you're just some rando. Okay. Alright, so ElecMan, let's give him a taste of the ol' Anubis. Certainly nothing can go wrong here. So ElecMan's not gonna really do much, other than this. You can't see it because it's behind the custom gauge, but he is healing. Okay, There we go.
Yeah, I legitimately couldn't tell.
So yeah, he'll just sort of keep doing this. And I missed.
Thanks, Wood Tower.
How can you not die from Anubis? It's like the most broken chip. As long as there's power generated, he can't be stopped. This seems like trouble. What can we do? No response from MegaMan? Well,
Man.
really only one thing we can do.
That's a bad idea, no. Alright, let's do it, no! Time for my heart to stop. Jesus Christ.
Wow, I've got third-degree burns.
I've, like, accidentally touched the prongs on my laptop's power cord when unplugging it sometimes, and that's awful. I could not imagine just grabbing the fucking raw metal part of a generator.
Lan is a very powerful 10-year-old. Alright, so here's ElecMan for real this time. He's pretty easy. He's going to generate some towers. Don't stand between them and you won't get zapped. And we're gonna use the old Tri-Spear, which he stood in front of for most of. Good, good. Like I said, he doesn't do much, and like the attack he started with isn't really doing anything for him, because I'm avoiding it easily. Even when he repositions it, it's not a big deal. I get the feeling we're gonna need to wait for the V2 version of ElecMan to really see what he's made of, because he's done. Got an S rank against him. What of it? My strategy of doing nothing and just creating electric towers didn't work. How could this be?
Now we have all the programs.
Oh, hey ProtoMan, how's it going? So yeah, that's why MegaMan had trouble getting into this computer in the last episode. You know, that situation that took like 5 seconds to resolve. Basically just to explain why ProtoMan didn't just come in and shank ElecMan. If you amateurs, capital H hadn't gotten our way. Delete that Navi, I hate him. Kick his ass. Chod people are going to die. Alright, so, surprise, the reason ElecMan is easy is because we now have to fight ProtoMan. So, ProtoMan's a little bit tougher than ElecMan. He really likes his shield. He can block attacks if he's not already attacking. Nice. He usually attacks, like, he usually blocks, like, ranged things, so, you know, the sword worked. Hopefully Anubis will stay up, he could potentially destroy that. But this will make things easier provided he doesn't slash it. So I'm going to place that over here instead of in my lane, because then he could just wide or long sword it. Yeah, so, yep, he will just start doing some slashes. Try to be diagonally away from him, because I think he can also use wide swords. But there he did cut down the lane, so, you know. Thankfully, Anubis is quite broken, but yeah, as you could also see him block an attack.
A little disappointed it didn't start with Proto-Man's whistle theme.
That is a shame. You know, ProtoMan actually should have had his own battle theme. So here's the moment where ProtoMan learns about the power of friendship, because he's never lost before. I'm a civilian Navi, so I suck ass, so I gotta have a human being back me up.
I honestly can't wait for the later games where Zero apparently appears, because it's just, they're gonna have to do some reaching to differentiate him from Proto-Man.
Wait, Lord Chod, can we be friends? No, shut up, leave. Is he your god? I never thought of that, and you won't continue thinking of it, ProtoMan. Get out of there. They're trying to make you think about friendship. Don't fall for it. Alright, let's turn the power back on. Thankfully, a lot less painful. Alright, well, Chod almost got everybody killed in that blackout, because he was real petty, but we saved the day. And showed it to an official net battler as well.
And the waitress is right back to serving.
I just do a nervous pacing around the room and I'm good to go. I mean, I could feel myself dying from the lack of oxygen, but that could have just been a bit. Maybe somebody's just really dedicated to this bit of trying to kill us. Turns out would have been better if I just stayed hanging out at the front of the Psi Lab. Who'd have thunk it?
Man, coming close to death is such a bummer. That was my first thought when I was in a car accident was, oh man, what a bummer.
Dear Dad, you left just before we were almost all killed. Party's over, 'cause, you know, that all happened. There's still food, but nobody's really hungry, right? Oh, except Lan's still hungry, actually. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Ah ha 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 ha.
I would absolutely take advantage of the situation and just take home as much of the food as they would let me. I got my ass kicked, haha! Oh right, he won. He got all the programs.
Wily, was that a meme? You better not have memed. By combining these 4 programs, I can make you know what! I can't actually name what I'm working on, despite the fact that there's nobody here. Also, I hate the Hikari family. Surprise!